My girlfriend declared, "I'm keeping my ex as my lock screen. It's just a memory." I said, "No problem." Then I changed mine to my ex too. 48 hours later, she was crying about disrespect while I calmly pointed to her phone screen. I, 28 male, had been with Reese, 26, for about 14 months. Everything was pretty solid until her ex Garrett came back from his deployment overseas 3 weeks ago. Suddenly, her phone lock screen changed. It went from a photo of us at her sister's wedding to a picture of her and Garrett at some beach. Not a recent photo. This was from when they were together 2 years ago. She's in a bikini, he's shirtless, they're kissing. I noticed it when she asked me to check the time on her phone while she was cooking. Reese? What's with the lock screen? She glanced over, super casual. "Oh, that's from our trip to the coast. It's a good photo. That's you and Garrett kissing." "Yeah? So, it's just a memory, babe. That relationship is over. But it's your lock screen, the first thing you see every time you use your phone." She put down the spatula, gave me this look like I was being ridiculous. "Are you seriously jealous of a photo? It's just a pretty picture from a nice day. Garrett and I are history. I'm with you now. Would you be cool if I had my ex as my lock screen? If it was a nice photo?" Sure, I'm not insecure. I let it go. But something felt off. 2 days later, we're at lunch with her friends, Mika, Bethany, and Jade. Reese picks up her phone to show them something, and Bethany goes, "Girl, is that Garrett? Damn, he still looks good," Reese giggled. "Right? The military did him good. This was from our anniversary trip." "And your current boyfriend is okay with this?" Jade asked, glancing at me. Reese grabbed my hand. "He's secure enough to handle it, right, babe? It's just a memory." I smiled. "No problem at all." That night, I changed my lock screen. Found a photo from 3 years ago, me and my ex Sophia at her graduation. We're hugging, she's kissing my cheek, huge smiles. Objectively, it's a great photo. The lighting is perfect. Didn't mention it to Reese. The next morning, she grabbed my phone to set an alarm. Hers was charging in the living room. The screen lit up. Silence. Then, "What the hell is this?" "What's what?" "Your lock screen. Is that Sophia?" "Yeah, from her graduation. It's a nice photo." "She's kissing you. On the cheek. It's just a memory, babe. That relationship is over." Her face went through about 6 different emotions. "This is different." "How?" "It just is. She's your ex. Garrett's your ex. That's not the same." "Explain how." She couldn't. She just stood there, holding my phone, mouth opening and closing like a fish. "Change it," she finally said. "You first." "I had mine first. You're just doing this to be petty." "I'm doing this because you said you wouldn't mind. Remember? You're not insecure?" She stormed out, came back 20 minutes later like nothing happened. Her lock screen still Garrett. Mine stayed Sophia. Update 1. The lock screen war escalated quick. Day 3. Reese changed hers to a different photo of Garrett. This time from his Instagram. Recent photo, post-deployment, in his dress uniform. She made sure I saw it by asking me to hold her phone while she tied her shoes. Cool. I changed mine to a photo from Sophia's wedding last year where we're slow dancing. Platonic dance between friends, but the photo looks intimate. Reese saw it that evening. Her wedding? Beautiful venue, great lighting. "You went to your ex's wedding?" "We're still friends. You knew this." "Being friends is different from having her wedding photo as your lock screen." "Is it though? You have your ex-boyfriend's thirst trap as yours." Day 4. She posted on her Instagram story, "When he's so secure he doesn't mind what's on your phone," with a selfie where you could clearly see Garrett's photo on her phone screen in the background. Her friends hyped her up in the comments. "Yes, queen. A secure man. That's real trust." So I posted on mine, appreciating memories and beautiful photography. With my phone visible, Sophia's graduation photo clear as day. Within an hour, I had texts from mutual friends. "Bro, is that Sophia? Does Reese know? This is messy lol." Reese came home furious. "You're trying to embarrass me." "I'm appreciating memories and beautiful photography, your words. Everyone thinks you're still hung up on Sophia. Everyone thinks you're still hung up on Garrett. It's not the same. You keep saying that but never explain how." Here's where the entitlement really started. She called her mom Lorraine, on speaker. In front of me. "Mom, he's being absolutely ridiculous. I have one photo of Garrett as my lock screen, just because it's a nice picture, and he's turned it into this whole thing." "What thing, honey?" "He put his ex as his lock screen just to spite me." Well, don't you have your ex as yours? That's different. Even her mom sounded confused. Pow. Reese hung up on her own mother. Day 5, the double down. She changed her lock screen to a collage. 4 photos of her and Garrett. Beach photo, dinner photo, hiking photo, and one of them in bed. Nothing explicit, but clearly intimate. I almost laughed. This was getting absurd. I didn't change mine, just kept the graduation photo. That night, her friend Mika came over. Reese had clearly briefed her. Holden, Mika said, you're being manipulative. How? You're trying to control what Reese has on her phone by making her feel bad. I haven't asked her to change anything. I said no problem and meant it. But you changed yours to your ex. She said she wouldn't mind. Was she lying? Mika looked at Reese. Reese looked at the floor. It's different when guys do it, Mika finally said. Why? Because guys are more visual. If you have Sophia on your phone, it means something. But Reese having 4 photos of Garrett means nothing? Exactly. The logic was incredible. Update 2, day 6 hit different. I woke up to 73 text messages. Not from Reese, from everyone else. See, Reese had made a Facebook post at 3 a.m. When your boyfriend is so threatened by your past that he tries to manipulate you into erasing your memories. Red flags everywhere. Considering my options, toxic masculinity, narcissistic abuse. She tagged me. My phone was going crazy. Her friends, our mutual friends, even my cousin texting, "Dude, what did you do?" I screenshot the post, then took a photo of her phone on the nightstand, the collage of Garrett clearly visible. Posted both with the caption, "For context, this is what I'm threatened by." I said no problem and changed mine too. Equality is not manipulation. The comment section exploded. Half her friends suddenly went quiet, the other half doubled down. Bethany, it's not the same thing when women do it. My friend Adrian, that's literally the definition of a double standard. You don't understand emotional labor. My friend Tomas, what does emotional labor have to do with lock screens? But here's where Reese made a tactical error. Garrett saw the posts. He commented, "Yo, why am I your lock screen? We broke up 2 years ago." Reese deleted the entire post within 5 minutes, but I'd already screenshot Garrett's comment. She came into the bedroom, tears in her eyes. "Are you happy? You've humiliated me. You tagged me in a post calling me a narcissistic abuser, because you are being abusive. By having a lock screen photo, the same thing you're doing? It's not the same." She still couldn't explain why. Day 7, she involved her dad, Jerome. Jerome called me. "Son, what's this about lock screens?" I explained the situation. Dead silence for about 10 seconds. "So, she has her ex as her lock screen, but you can't have yours?" "Apparently. And she doesn't see the issue? She says it's different." "How?" "She can't explain it." Jerome sighed. "I'll talk to her." An hour later, Reese was screaming at me. "You turned my dad against me." I just told him what happened. He says I'm being a hypocrite. "Are you?" That's when she threw the glass. Not at me, at the wall. It shattered. "This is what you've driven me to." I started recording on my phone. "Reese, you just threw a glass at the wall because I have a lock screen photo you don't like, while you have 4 photos of your ex on yours. Stop recording me. I'm documenting this for my safety." She grabbed her phone and called 911. "My boyfriend is threatening me." I kept recording. The cops showed up. I showed them the video. Her throwing the glass, screaming, me calmly documenting. "Ma'am, did you throw the glass? He made me." "How?" "He's been psychologically tormenting me." "How?" She showed them the lock screens. Both phones. The cop looked at her phone, looked at mine, looked at her. "Ma'am, you both have photos of your exes?" "It's different." The cop looked tired. "Ma'am, unless he's threatening you or physically harming you, this is a civil matter." After they left, Reese locked herself in the bathroom. I could hear her on the phone with someone, crying about gaslighting and emotional violence. I started packing. Update 3. I moved in with my friend Adrian temporarily. Reese lost her mind. Day 8. She changed all her social media profile pictures to photos with Garrett. Bio updated to remembering better times. I changed nothing. Still had the graduation photo as my lock screen. Didn't post anything. Day 9. She showed up at Adrian's apartment with her friend group. Mika, Bethany, Jade, and 2 others I didn't know. They demanded I stop the psychological warfare. Adrian recorded the whole thing on his phone from the doorway. "What psychological warfare?" I asked. The lock screen. Change it. You first. I had mine first. And you said it was fine. Were you lying? Bethany jumped in. Real men don't need photos of their exes. Adrian laughed. Real women don't either, but here we are. They left after Reese tried to push past me into the apartment and Adrian threatened to call the cops. Day 10. The extinction. Wait, no, I won't call it that. Let's say the meltdown. Reese sent Sophia a message on Instagram. Your desperate ex is using your photos to try to make me jealous. It's pathetic. Maybe you should tell him to move on. Sophia screenshot it and sent it to me with, I sent her the whole story. She laughed so hard she called me. Wait, she has 4 photos of her ex but you can't have one of me? Yep. That's insane. Yep. Want me to respond? Do whatever you want. Sophia posted the screenshot on her story with, imagine being so insecure you get mad at your boyfriend for doing exactly what you're doing. Also, I'm married. To a woman. The projection is wild. Yeah, Sophia married her wife Caroline last year. The wedding photo was from their wedding. Reese never bothered to ask about the context. Day 11. Reese went nuclear on social media. Posted a whole essay about how men weaponize equality to abuse women and how I was a master manipulator who turned everyone against her. But she made another tactical error. She included screenshots of our text conversations, including the one where she said, if it was a nice photo, sure, I'm not insecure. Her own friends started questioning her in the comments. Even Jade, wait, you did say you wouldn't mind. Reese deleted that post too. Day 12. She tried a different approach. Showed up at my work. Security called me. There's a Reese here? Says it's an emergency? I came down. She was in the lobby, crying, holding both phones. I'll change it. Look, she changed her lock screen to a generic sunset. See? It's gone. Now change yours. Why should I? You said it was fine to have exes as lock screens. I was wrong? So you were lying when you said you wouldn't mind? No, I thought I wouldn't mind. But you do mind. Yes, so why did you lie? I didn't lie, I didn't think you'd actually do it. There it was. The truth. She never thought I'd hold her to the same standard. So you thought you could have your ex as your lock screen forever and I'd just deal with it? Not forever, just until I was ready to change it. When would that be? When I felt like it. I walked back to my office. Security had to escort her out when she wouldn't leave. Final update. The relationship ended, obviously, but the entitlement aftermath was something. Reese tried to salvage her reputation by claiming I was emotionally abusive to anyone who'd listen. The problem? Adrian had been documenting everything. The apartment confrontation, her texts, her posts, everything. She lost most of her friend group when the full story came out. Turns out, Bethany had dealt with the same double standard with Reese before. Reese had flirted with Bethany's boyfriend, but lost it when Bethany talked to Reese's crush at a party. Mika stayed loyal until Reese hit on her boyfriend as a test to see if he was worthy of Mika. He immediately told Mika. That friendship ended real quick. But the best part? Garrett started dating someone new and asked Reese to stop using his photos. She refused, saying they were her memories and he couldn't control her. His new girlfriend, Danny, commented on one of Reese's posts. Imagine being so hung up on your ex that you keep his photos as your lock screen 2 years later while in a new relationship. Couldn't be me. Reese tried to spin it. She's jealous of our history. Garrett himself responded, we dated for 8 months, 2 years ago. This is weird. Please stop. She finally changed her lock screen to a photo of just herself. As for me, I kept Sophia's graduation photo for about a week after the breakup just to be petty. Then changed it to a photo of my dog, much better view. Ran into Reese's mom, Lorraine, at a coffee shop last week. She apologized for Reese's behavior. I don't know where we went wrong. She genuinely doesn't understand why what she did was hypocritical. Some people just can't see their own double standards. Her therapist is working on it. Good for the therapist. That's job security right there. Reese's dad, Jerome, still texts me sometimes about basketball games. Cool dude. He told me Reese is still single, still posting about toxic exes and narcissistic abuse survivors. Jade reached out last week to apologize. Said she realized how toxic the whole friend group dynamic was when they were enabling each other's double standards. We're cool now. The morning after I moved out, I found out Reese had been texting Garrett throughout our entire relationship. Not cheating, but definitely keeping him as a backup option. She'd send him selfies asking if he liked her new haircut, or remembered this place we went. Garrett's girlfriend Danny sent me those screenshots with a message. Thought you should know what you dodged. The funniest update? Reese matched with Adrian on a dating app last month. Her bio said, "No games, no drama, looking for emotional maturity." Adrian sent me the screenshot. We laughed for 20 minutes. His review of her profile: 1 star, false advertising. She tried to get back together twice. First time she showed up with a gift, a digital picture frame, so we could both have all the photos we want. Missing the entire point. Second time, she wrote me a letter about how she understood now, but then spent 3 pages explaining why it was still different when she did it, because of historical context of women's oppression. I kept the letter. It's comedy gold. My current girlfriend, Tara, saw the whole story on my Reddit when we first started dating. Yeah, I showed her. She laughed so hard she cried. Her lock screen? Her cat? Mine? Still my dog. Like normal people. Last I heard, Reese was dating some guy who has his ex's name tattooed on his neck. She's demanding he get it covered. The irony is lost on her. For everyone asking, no, I don't regret being petty. Sometimes you have to show people their own double standards. If you can't take the same behavior you dish out, maybe reconsider your behavior. And for the record, having your ex as your lock screen while in a relationship is weird. Doesn't matter your gender. If you wouldn't want your partner doing it, don't do it yourself. Wild that this needs to be said, but here we are.